Boom! Nice Fox Night. So I'm a Fox. And I just finished season 4 of Monkie Kid, which, my hair is still a mess. But, God, these episodes go so fast, but God, it's so good. Okay, so pretty much, MK accidentally opens a scroll, which I think it was, like, placed there on accident. It's after fighting the Gold and Silver brothers, Demon Brothers. They get a bunch of stuff, which this item that's slipped into, like, this bag of magic shit they had. They take it back to Monkey King's Island, and they're... Jesus. There, at Monkey's Island, they start doing it. MK picks up this weird scroll and goes, hey, what is this? Accidentally opens it up, and it turns out it releases... Why do I want to cough now? It releases this demon ink. It releases this demon ink that just starts creating these nightmare things. Pretty much kind of like the nightmare creature from Owl House, but creates these nightmares. Monkey King's like, oh shit! The nightmare creature grabs a bunch of the monkeys, and eventually, it even grabs Monkey King. MK is barely able to escape, and he's blaming himself for this, and he's also thinking of everything that the Bone Demon said, saying that trying to help people, trying to make the world better will eventually lead to pain. But call his friends in, they all come in to try to stop it. It seems like everything's fine, but when they go in, they find the scroll. Sandy accidentally opens it. Ink comes out, grabs Pigsy, Tang, and Sandy. But then it then gets sealed away and stopped by this new guy called Azure Lion, which actually I forgot to bring up last time. I should have brought up this one too. At like halfway through the last season, the intro changed, and I didn't realize it for a minute, but because the original intro, you follow Monkey King's journey, and then eventually it lands on Monkey Kid. It lands on MK. This one is This one, it's Monkey Kid's. It's MK's legend. Seeing everything he's done up until the point, and I'm like, oh shit! And also in his shadow, you see his shadow mirrored as a monkey version of him, which gets brought up later. But pretty much. This guy, Azure Lion, which also we see like a flashback to, I think after this one, but there's Azure Lion who's like, alright. Like, they're like, oh, like, who are you? And he's like, oh, Monkey King was my brother back in the day, sworn brother. And May's like, oh my god, he's your Uncle Lion! And MK's like, you know, Monkey King's not my actual dad, right? But I'm like, they 100% started like, saying like, yeah, Monkey King's his dad. Well, like, you know, whether it be like training wise or not. But also, straight up multiple times, MK straight says Pigsy's his dad as well. So yeah, because he is technically the one that raised them too. But eventually the plan is that they're going to go... Turns out this scroll contains... It's from the underworld, and it contains knowledge from... It's like actual like knowledge of the world. Actually has the knowledge of the journey to the west back in the day, and pretty much his friends are trapped in it, and that MK and May have to go into the scroll and find everyone. And Azure say, you know, you go there, you get your friends. Once you get out, you know, friendship will lead you guys through, and you'll be able to get out. And he's like, all right, we'll do that. And he gives them a cheat sheet too for Tang, because Tang is going to be very needed for this. So they go into the scroll. They get some clothes. They eventually do find... They find Tripitaka. I don't know why they changed the name for that. But they find Tripitaka. And it turns out Tang's soul is actually inside Tripitaka's like form. And pretty much kind of sets up the idea that they have to go through the Swords of Journey to the West. And... They have to go through the Stories of Journey to the West and find all their friends in their Journey to the West states and kind of reawaken them. Like at one point, there's a ghost that has no skin or bones, and like it's been kind of not tormenting like in a mean way, but like it's been hanging around longer than his daughter and son-in-law would have liked as a ghost. Tripitaka tries to send them up. MK accidentally messes up like the ritual. The ghost kind of starts going crazy, and MK pretty much Tripitaka has to learn like I want to protect my friends. He has to remember who he was, and eventually becomes Tang again. Tang's like, oh shit. They eventually do convince the ghost to pass on. And like the idea of like, what is it? The idea of like, you always hear the monks like, I've given up all earthly possessions and all this stuff. And it's kind of funny because in a sense I agree, but also on that same note, man, my camera's like fuzzy. I'm sorry. I'm trying new shit with my camera. But I'm trying to think now. Tripitaka. But yeah, so pretty much, because Tripitaka goes in like, I do not cause violence, I will not harm anyone. And Tang's like, no, I need to hurt people to save my friends. And pretty much, like, Tang says, like, and Tang later on says, like, what's the point of, like, having powers and all this stuff if I can't have earthly possessions that, like, help my friends with it? Like, there's no reason for this. And it's like, I'm like, alright, I like that. It is very much like, I'm not going to follow your teachings, Tibetan monks. For also and say no, it's like, alright. But, yeah, so that's what that's what they go with Tang, and eventually, like, they're jumping through different stories. Eventually they land in the story where Pigsy tries to eat Tang, but Tang actually teaches him how to cook, because that version of Pigsy's ancestor or whatnot actually is a bad cook, but they train him to cook, and eventually that reawakens Pigsy, and then Pigsy has his, like, and also apparently all of the, like, because I remember I think it was season 1 where they brought up, like, the different weapons, the different staffs, the different ancient, like, super powerful celestial weapons, like the staff, Queen Iron, the Princess Iron Fan's fan, the dragon sword, and then these other weapons such as the rake, Tripitaka's staff, ring staff, as well as like I think Pigsy's glaive, Sandy's glaive. Like, all that was in this scroll also. And pretty much, they find Pigsy, they awaken Pigsy. Pigsy eventually, at that one point, MK's, while this is all going on, is having visions of, like, the stone, the Monkey King kind of breaking out of stone and all that stuff. Monkey King trying to contact him. He eventually, if I remember correctly, I can't even remember. Something happened. I think it was the curse eventually actually caught up to them and broke May's sword. But Tang accidentally transports everyone like random spots. Pigsy gets transported to where Sandy is. May gets teleported to the Yellow Robe Demon's place, but also that's where she finds her ancestor, who's way more like laid back and like calm compared to May. And then what was it? Sandy, Pigsy finds Sandy, and Fanny's just like war driven, ready to fight. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Sandy is like an immortal, and it's like he was that demon up until now. Like, it wouldn't have surprised me, honestly, if that was the case. It never said it is, but it feels like it could be, especially because this guy, like, was in wars and stuff like that before. And pretty much, it's kind of setting up that, like, they're the opposites, somewhat personality-wise, of their original selves, or, their ancestors. But also, on that same note, like, I'm trying to think of a way of saying it correctly. Like, like, they're opposites of each other, and later on, when they eventually meet, like, the Shifu, the guy who taught Monkey King his 72 transformation, all that stuff, they actually, like, they pretty much learned that, like, they're opposites of their past selves, but also they need to learn from their past selves for this. And also there's a big question that is then raised also of who exactly is MK? Because everyone else has some kind of connection to their past lives as like being descendants of them or whatnot. But who is MK? Because MK seems to have just found the staff. And like, it's just like, who is he? How does he have this power now? He got teleported to Monkey King's old Shifu, who takes him to where the stone is, and MK sees the stone on there, on the pedestal, but then sees like the stone monkey kind of already on the ground, and so Monkey's like, wait, then whose stone is it? Or the Shifu tells him like, that's not Monkey King's stone. That's another stone. A new stone appears here every so often to birth a new creature, a new being. And so then that's what he's saying, MK, who are you? And you see flashes of like the stone cracking. You see a like, baby MK like covered in dirt walking to Pigsy's shop, and you know Pigsy taking him in, and pretty much. And then you see very much then that's when the ink starts swirling around again, and you see Monkey MK appear, and it's like, oh shit! Like, it still hasn't fully said it, but I'm guessing he's a celestial primate. Because then, even after that, it's MK fighting that as he's fighting this thing and fighting his insecurities as this other version of himself is saying, like, you're a monster, you're a destructive monkey, you're just like Wukong, you're going to destroy everything. Which I really do, it's really interesting how this story is, because MK, like, Monkey King is, since the beginning, it's like, oh, he's the great hero. He's the one who saved the world. He saved it countless times. He went on all his adventures. He helped the journey to the West, all this stuff. But then now it's like, you're just like Wukong. It's that, like, you're just as bad as him. It's a negative now to be compared to the Monkey King. And, like, MK's not even taking this well that he possibly could be a monkey. And, like, he's constantly switching between, like, human and his monkey form. Eventually, the ink starts swirling around them, and his friends, you know, band together. And when they also band together, like, Monkey King actually sees all of his friends coming up behind him and tapping him on the shoulder, like, you got this. I was like, oh, shit! But they all turn together, they actually push the ink away, and they actually eventually break free from, sorry, I'm scratching my back. They actually break free from the scroll. They get out, except for Monkey King, and they're like, wait, Azur Lion, where's Monkey King? And Azur Lion's like, look, I had to do something, and it was better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And pretty much he summons his two other brothers who were trapped in the scroll, this one bird guy with golden wings, and then this giant elephant. Macaw was also part of this, as well as Monkey. And mind you, these guys all... Azur Lion said, like, you know, that Monkey King should be the next king to rule. And pretty much Azur Lion gives his whole thing, talking about how him and his brothers try to take on heaven itself. They tried to fight heaven, and Monkey King was stopped, which they said it was the Jade Emperor that did this, that stopped the Monkey King, which I guess in this version that's the case, but if I remember correctly, the only thing that could actually stop Monkey King was not the Jade Emperor, who was still afraid of Monkey King. It was the Buddha himself, because literally they needed the universe to be like, hey, stop it. But yeah, so Monkey King apparently gets, stopped by the Jade Emperor, and then is made, the vassal, the student of Tripitaka, a celestial given person, and Azur Lion takes this as a as, bad. He's he betrayed us in that sense. I'm like, I don't know, because if it's the golden band thing, he didn't necessarily betray you. He also got shoved, if we're going by the original legend, he got shoved under a mountain until Tripitaka came, and then they put a ring on his head that said, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to give you terrible migraines. So I'm like, I don't know, whatever. But Azur Lion blames Monkey King for not being strong enough. Eventually, and so, his plan, and, he talks about how they actually built their own city, said, fine, we're just going to build our own city. But for some reason, the Celestials didn't like that, and they sent Monkey King with the Journey to the West crew to destroy the city and stop them. And eventually that sealed away two of their brothers. Azur Lion wasn't sealed away in the scroll, and now Azur Lion said, look, leave, look, we're going to go to the Celestial Realm. We're going to stop them. Also, Demon King was part of this group as well. We're going to stop the Celestials, and we're going to save all people in the world and all that stuff. And I like this part too, because this is when MK has just had enough, and I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing. I love, there is definitely, you could feel, the family in this. Because it's a bit of possessiveness. It's a bit of in, I can bring up the Owl House. In Owl House, where Amity goes, stay away from my lose. That little bit of love where it's, it's a little possessive. I love the shit out of that a lot. Because MK goes, you're not taking Monkey King away from me again. And he just dashes forward and just to grab the scroll bit, and Azur's like, what the fuck? And he's just oh shit. And he even at some points Monkey when MK is going after the scroll and everything, Azur looks and he gets a memory flash and he sees a Monkey King in MK, and he's like, oh shit, he's one of them. And eventually he's able to slam him back, and he's like, look. And eventually, but the thing is, during the fight, he accidentally slices the scroll thing, and Azur's Lion, mind you, Azur Lion does go oh shit, what did I do? What did we do? Because he's after everything was done, I was gonna release a Monkey King, but now, I don't know, he might just be dead in this scroll. MK's kind of, oh shit. And pretty much Azur Lion goes, look, my patience is done. Stay out of our way. And the bird guy's excuse me, you're gonna leave the monkey kid alone? You saw what he could do. And he's like, leave him. But if he comes back, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. They leave to go deal with the Celestial. Also, they take all of the legendary artifacts from everyone from Journey to the West crew, except for the staff. So I'm not entirely sure. The staff kind of just reappeared at one point. Maybe Monkey King just returned. I can't remember. But, or maybe he just had it. I don't know. But anyway, so they leave. MK disappears, goes to Flower Fruit Mountain to sulk. And the other guys actually get sent to the Celestial, well, not Celestial Realm, but they go to the Shifu's place. And the Shifu decided, alright, I'm going to teach you guys, how to be better. And it's funny because, everyone has problems except for Sandy. He's like, Sandy, no, you're good. Gives a silver star. And just keeps giving him stars to the point where, he's just covered in stars. And eventually he can use all those stars to make a flying machine. Which I'm alright. And everyone else was I want a freaking star. Everyone got a star except for May. May was still, and pretty much it was the whole thing of, them having to learn from their past selves. What they did and what not to do from what they did. And then MK is sulking with, one of the last monkeys on Flower Fruit Mountain. Maka actually comes in and says, look, bud, I have my own video game that you need to play so you can learn how this. And it's funny because you can tell, it's very, when you try to draw anime, and, for the first time, it's very much that, all the art and everything. And I'm but he still did program this game, so that's, joke's on you. He's not the greatest artist, but he still programmed a game. But yeah, he makes a game, and pretty much every time he does something on there, MK loses, and MK's like, what is the point of this game? I keep losing. And Maka's whole thing is like, look, the point of the game is don't follow the standard rules. Don't follow the standard things. Figure out another way to do things. And MK's like, really? That's the lesson? He's like, yes, that's the lesson. Don't let destiny control you. You control what you do. And MK's like, okay. And eventually, the Journey of the West group actually goes to Celestial Realm to stop the three, to the Azur Line and his crew, because they go, also mind you, the Azur Line and all those actually went to Demon Bull King's, house to try to get him to join them, but they they slam down Red Sun, they tie up, Princess Iron Fan, and Demon King's like, I'm not helping you idiots. Because also, apparently, the first time that Demon Bull King actually meets, Princess Iron Fan was on the Celestial side, and they fought, and Demon Bull King's like, oh, love. It's like, yeah, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. So that means, if anything, the reason why the the flame, the fire from the last season, which also apparently May lost, which I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. Even cool, even though she does have breathing fire throughout this season, but the Savati fire. But anyways, so eventually, they're trying to send him to the Ink Realm. Prince Iron Fan actually blocks it, but she gets sucked in, and Demon Bull King's like, you son of a... But he gets sucked in, he then gets sucked in next, and Demon Bull King's about to rip just destroy them. But they release Red Sun, and like, go to Celestial Realm, tell them we're coming. He goes up there, eventually these three, the Azur Line and his crew, go to Celestial Realm, they fight the armies of heaven. Eventually, everyone else, May and everyone, the Journey West group minus MK, they all go to fight. They fight. It doesn't really seem to go kind of well. MK eventually comes in, stops it, tries to steal the thing. Eventually, Azur Line grabs it, but MK's like, all right, we need to leave. Grabs everyone. They teleport them away along with Ichigo. And Ichigo's like, we should be up there. We should be protecting the Jade Emperor. And he's like, that's not the plan right now. Where Azur Line actually goes in there. Him and the Jade Emperor have a samurai slicing attack. I know that it's Chinese, but they have the kind of that samurai thing. Jade Emperor dies and the universe starts breaking apart. But Azur Line actually absorbs all of Jade Emperor's stuff and restitches the universe. And I'm guessing now he's probably going to have a Loki mode where he's going to be stuck there forever. But Azur Line's like, well, now we will fix the world. As he's now the new Jade Emperor, and now everyone needs to, figure this stuff out. And MK needs to figure out how his new monkey form powers, which I love Super Saiyan 4. I love Super Saiyan 4. That's why, when I heard about Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct and all that stuff, and I'm like, Ultra Instinct, I'm like, those are cool, but that's not Super Saiyan 4. I'm happy that... One of the reasons why I love Super Broly is because how he turns channeling the power of Uzaru while staying human is how you become Super Saiyan 4. And now Daima, which I want to play, apparently playing the Kakarot DLC is actually better than watching the anime, supposedly. I kind of want to play it because I want to go Super Saiyan 4, because Super Saiyan 4 is now canon and it's more monkey power. I'm like, hell yeah. Because that's the thing is, it's funny how, the original Dragon Ball Z was Journey to the West, and then, obviously, aliens and all this shit, even though there are still some Journey to the West elements, for example, there's only 4 remaining Saiyans, or pure-blood Saiyans, Goku, Raditz, Vegeta, and Nappa, not including, any other third, movie Saiyans. There's 4 remaining Saiyans, there's 4 celestial primates. There was a bit of Journey to the West always still, even in the Dragon Ball Z era. But the Super Saiyan 4, I feel like it's just a round back where he was just back to being Wukong, and I'm like, hell yes, and I love that sword so much. That's why I'm like, oh my god, every time MK wins Monkey form, I'm like, hell yeah, I want to get a figure of Monkey Kid. I'm like that, which... This has, like, some Monkey characters in this, and some not repeats, but other Monkey Kings. I might just give my MK, when I eventually make it, like, one of the, Monkey King tails. If there isn't a set that has Monkey Kid MK as, his monkey form. But yeah, he looks badass in his monkey form, and it's just, like, it gives me Super Saiyan 4 feels. I'm like, hell yes. It's so cool. In any case, this is a great season. This is a great season. It kind of goes balls to the walls nuts. Also, there's a point where MK like says like he's like, I never question where I came from. I never question who my family is. All this stuff, and he leaves. And Piggy goes like, "We're your family, kid. Like you should know that." Like mind you, he's already gone by then. But like Pigsy even said like we're your family, and MK straight says, like, you know, Monkey King's not my dad, Pigsy's my dad. And Pigsy's like, I mean, yeah, but, you know, blood, yeah. Anyways, and I never thought, like, oh shit, he could be, like, another monkey born from stone, too. I'm like, that's interesting. Because, again, like, and also, like, I don't know, like, if it's a reincarnation kind of thing, like, is it because Monkey King kind of stopped his own reincarnation by living forever, but like MK still exists somehow, or is he like related to Monkey King in a sense? I don't know. Anyways, it's really cool. I really, really, really like this, and I can't wait to keep watching. I want to see what the next season's going to be about. And it sucks like how short some of these seasons are, because I'm like, man, I could have honestly watched more. But yeah, it's great. Anyways, thanks for watching. Check out my videos. Check out Owl of Town. There's a character named King who is also slightly a monkey, and maybe or may not be a reference to something like this. Anyway, but thanks so much for watching. Check out all my videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'm excited. I'm legit excited to see what happens next. And see MK become just full monkey. But let me just check to see if there's anything else. Pigsy, Monkey, MK. And birth, new Monkey King dragon armor. Oh yeah, like they're just like a dragon armor mech kind of suit thing, which pretty much, if I'm reading it correctly, it pretty much is this, like their own little pre-built thing, but it has like it's pretty much the pre-built like mech suit, but like MK's in it, and you know, they added like stuff like the bike bits on top of it and stuff, but it's pretty much this pre-built suit thing, which I'm like, alright, fine, whatever. I do love how, like, their master building powers are just like, yeah, we just need material and we can just make shit. It's kind of like, just give me materials enough, like, say it's like, just have those stars. Made that into armor. Made that into a flying ship. Okay, whatever. Anyways, it's great. I like it a lot. Can't wait to see next season. I hope there is going to be a 6th season. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Share all my videos. Hope you enjoy this. And we will. See you later. But yeah, I'm definitely, I'm like, this makes me excited to keep working on Owl of Town because I definitely want to get more to King and his stuff. But yeah.